Hello, beautiful people. It is me, Dr. Adila Rafiz. Welcome to day 3 of your 5-day challenge to create more money and more abundance in your money mindset, in your receiving mindset, your ability to create. So, as always, you can start typing in your questions or your comments into the chat, and I will do my best to answer all of them. And I have been seeing some really cool messages, some really cool feedback, some really cool experiences where people are starting to make that money. So I will give you guys just a few more moments to join me. So come on, tell me how you are today, where you're from, how the challenge is going for you, and then I will tell you what exercise we are about to do today. And just let me know if you can hear me okay and if you can see me okay. Good morning. Hello to you in Germany, and hello from India. Hello to you too. It's evening time here in New Zealand, so hello to all of our Kiwis and Aussies. And good morning if you're from Europe. What a wonderful way to start your day. Hello. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. Awesome. Thank you so much. So, welcome to day 3 of your 5-day Monetize Your Business and Your Life training. Today, we are doing one of our most successful or most requested exercises. So, I normally change and do different exercises at different times to cultivate awareness and clearing with money mindset. This particular exercise I replicate and redo with you all every year. And no matter how many times you do it, it is actually something that will continue to clear and give you new awareness and new information. So this is the clearing your history of family and all of the lies and associations that you have about money, business, and success that actually may not be true for you, they may not belong to you, and you might actually not even remember or know that you had that thought or belief that you have been storing in your mind or in your body. And today, we actually ask our body and our subconscious mind to reveal those secrets, those lies that it's been holding on to beneath our conscious or cognitive knowing, and allow us to get to a new place of releasing and therefore having freedom when it comes to money, but also with business and success. So let me break this down a little bit more for you all, and then we'll get started. And then I will finish up with answering any of your questions that have come across into the Facebook group, into our WhatsApp group, or that you post on the chat. But basically, in today's exercise, we are working on uncovering the things you remember, the things you don't remember, the things you experienced, the things you didn't realize you experienced, and the thoughts or beliefs and attitudes about money, business, or success that you may have inherited from your family, from your parents, from your grandparents, or from the economy or society that was around you through different periods of your life that you may not realize have created some of your current beliefs and attitudes towards money, business, and success. And that actually you can let go of that stuff because some of it are things that you will not choose to cognitively believe. Like when they come up, you're going to think, I don't believe that now, or I didn't think I believed that. And the reason we do this exercise is to go back and identify those times in your youth, those times in your childhood, and even those times when you were a child or a baby, where things were going on around you and you do not realize that you have been instilled or implanted with a belief or a money memory that is no longer serving you and actually is not true for you as the adult in your life. And so sometimes when we are trying to create a different reality or a different version of success for ourselves, we wonder why we can't seem to create differently based on our past, why we keep repeating the same patterns, or why we seem to be having a very similar experience to what we're seeing our siblings create, or our parents create, or everyone, even across your extended family. And this exercise is here to address that. So, how this exercise works is I'm actually going to be walking you through your entire life up to whatever age you are now. And we actually start in utero. So before you were even born, when you were still in your mother's stomach, we are going to be asking to bring up and to clear any of the thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes about money, business, or success that you might have inherited, you might have taken on, or that you may have not realized you are now mimicking, because that is what your family experienced, and therefore by default it is what you experienced. So a large part of my work is actually going back with people and clearing things that happened to their families and the attitudes that their parents had in the first 10 years of their life. And the reason for that is, once we become teenagers and adults, we believe that we have our own mind and that we are making our own choices about what we choose to believe and how we act. Sometimes what we don't do, though, is have a great deal of clarity around the subconscious beliefs and patterns that we didn't even realize we had inherited when we were very, very young. And the part that most people don't clear is between in utero to about 2 years of age. And the reason they don't clear that stuff is they don't have a cognitive memory of it. Like if I asked you to tell me if something happened when you were, 5 months old, most people will say, how would I know? I can't remember back that far. And that is true. And yet the work that I do is actually based on the fact that your reality from ages 0 to 5 especially is actually based on your parents' reality. And your sense of safety in your worldview, because you don't have one of your own, you're not independent, is created based on their worldview. And unless you've kind of grown up and realized that your worldview is very different to what your parents had, or that those thoughts and beliefs are no longer relevant to you, there's often somewhere that we still store it and hold it. And what I love about today's exercise is we don't just clear it at a cognitive level, but we are clearing it from your body as well as your mind, as well as your energy. And so prepare to be a little bit surprised, perhaps, by what comes up in today's exercise. Prepare to maybe feel like things are happening even though you don't understand why or what the connection is. If you feel that things are shifting in your body or shifting energetically, even though you have no cognitive connection point. And my last reminder to you is that you don't actually have to remember something with your mind in order for your body to have a memory of it and for your physiological response to be kicked off. So what we're going to be doing is going back through the timeline of your life, all the way back to when you were in your mother's womb, and asking for anything that was going on or that had happened to your family, to your parents, or in your environment at that time that is maybe contributing to not having a healthy and empowering belief about money, business, and success for you now. We're going to facilitate the release of that at all 3 levels of mind, body, and energy. And this is one of those exercises, as I've said, I encourage you to do as often as you would like. Often, if you do it just once, if you repeat it, you'll find that you clear a whole nother layer and a whole nother layer again each time you repeat it. And lastly, if you are surprised by anything that comes up or something really different or profound occurs, you're also welcome to write it down or make a note of it. This is one of those exercises where you might want to circle back to something or look at it in greater depth or detail once this initial memory or kind of bodily response comes up for you. Okay. So to do today's exercise, it is, as always, easy and simple for you. What it will require for you to do is to be willing to relax as much as possible and lower your barriers so that you can receive the information or awareness that is going to come up. Now, as I've said, because we're working at all 3 levels today, you might notice sensations in your body that tell you something is being cleared or something is coming up for you. You might have memories come up cognitively that you have never thought about, or you never remembered, or you never associated as being something that maybe is not contributing to your abundance mindset now. Or it may be just a feeling or a sensation energetically that you feel like you're clearing something or working through something, even if you get no cognitive information about it. And the reason it's okay if you're not cognitively aware of what you're processing is because we're asking your body to go back to that point in time when that memory was created. And maybe at that age, you had no cognitive understanding of what was happening. You were just picking up on all of the fear or the sensations or the points of view in your environment and formulating a response to it. Okay? So, as I said, are you willing to get comfortable? Are you willing to lower your barriers? And are you willing to receive as much information, clearing, and change as possible from today's exercise? So once you're ready, I'm just going to ask you to completely relax, and I'm going to ask you to imagine, and you might like to close your eyes for today's exercise, but I'd like you to imagine going back through the timeline of your life, all the way back to when you were just an embryo, just a little thing in your mother's uterus or womb, and you are being created. Your body is forming. You are energetically present. It's an exciting time, or maybe a stressful time in the life of your parents. And I'd like you to become aware of any of the thoughts, beliefs, or points of view about money, about business, and about success that maybe you had picked up on over that 9-month period, or however long it was that you were in your mother's tummy. You may not remember anything, but do you remember being told later on in your life that that was a time in your parents' life where there was great financial pressure or stress? Was it a time of economic uncertainty? Was it a time when your grandparents were going bankrupt? Was it a time when your family were migrating to a different country? Was it a time of great abundance and financial success for your family? What were the points of view? What were the memories? And what were the associations with money, business, and success that you picked up on in utero all of those years ago, that it is now time for you to let go of, to dissipate, release, to return to sender, and allow yourself to come back to neutral so that you are no longer at the effect of what your family believed at that time. And just allow yourself to imagine or to feel anything that came up for you to just dissipate and release back out of your body, out of your energy, out of your mind, as you allow yourself to receive the clearing and the healing that is required. So now you were born, and in the first 6 months of your life, again, you may have no cognitive memory or awareness of this, but what is going on around you in the first 6 months of your life? As a baby, what are you experiencing? Are your parents comfortable and confident about life and money? Is there stress and pressure about money? Are they starting a business? Are they ending a business? Are they doing their best to make ends meet? What are the points of view about having money, not having money, what you can do with money? how much money your family needs at that point in time to survive or thrive, and what are the messages about money that little baby you is picking up on in your crib, while you're being fed, while you're surrounded by your parents or your extended family. What are the conversations? What are the projections? What are the points of view about money, business, and success? How easily that comes to your family or how difficult it is? What are all of those considerations? And as whatever comes up for you, whether it's information, a sensation, or an energetic awareness, would you allow yourself to thank that memory and then allow it to be cleared and healed from your mind, your body, and your energy now? Allow yourself to have that dissipate and release back down out of your body into the earth and be cleared of that memory or the effects of that memory. So now, as a toddler, in the early years of your life, as a 1 or 2-year-old, what is happening in your life, around you in your family, around you in your environment, in your community? Was it a time of great prosperity for your town or your city? Was it a time of economic crisis? Was there great worry and stress about being able to make ends meet and to provide for your family? Maybe around this time, you're having a new baby brother or sister being born. Maybe there's a new addition to the family. Maybe you're wondering what that means for you. You're trying to figure out what it means for your resources if there's suddenly another kid on the block. Do you get all of the time, all of the energy, and all of the attention, which is probably the valuable currency for you at that age? And also, what is still going on around you, what is happening in your family home, and what is happening in your environment that is creating your points of view, your thoughts, your feelings, and your associations to do with money, business, and success. And everything that comes up for you, anything that's been triggered for you, anything that you've been reminded of, would you allow that to dissipate, release, and let go as you allow that to be cleared and healed from your body now? So now let's move on to you being a 5-year-old. Most people between the ages of 5 and 6, you're starting to begin school. What are your thoughts, considerations, and beliefs around money as a 5-year-old starting school? Are your parents stressed about sending you to the right school? Do they have enough money? Is there any stress about money in the extended family? Is it a time of great abundance? Is money not really important or relevant? Do you feel like you're the luckiest little boy or girl in the world? Do you have all of the toys you wish for, all of the things you want? Do you get pocket money that makes you happy? What are your associations with money, with business, and with success as a 5-year-old? And what have you remembered or what have you stored about that in your mind, in your body, or in your energy? And everything that is and everything that you can now let go of, that you can dissipate, you can release, or that you can heal, would you allow that now to let go and create freedom in any of the areas where your resources were being tied up from the associations from that age? So now you're going through primary school from the ages of 5 to 10. What are your associations? What are the memories? What are the beliefs? What are the attitudes? And what are the points of view that maybe you have suppressed, you have repressed, you haven't yet looked at? What did your parents believe about money while you were going through primary school? Did you know that your family had enough money and that there was no pressure about money? Did you hear your parents fighting about money? Could you ask for whatever toys or books or things you needed or wanted and knew that you would receive them? Or did you always get a no when you asked for a new toy? Did you feel happy and excited about birthdays and Christmases because you knew you were going to get everything you wanted? Or were you always disappointed because for some reason there was never quite enough money, or mum and dad always had a reason as to why you weren't allowed or couldn't receive exactly what it was that you desired? Were you receiving pocket money at this age? Were you seeing your parents work really hard at this age? What were the thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, and points of view about money, about business, about success that you're starting to pick up on and you're starting to believe as a 7 to 10-year-old? And everything that is, everything that comes up for you, everything this brings up for you, everything that you become aware of, would you allow yourself to now dissipate, release, heal it, and allow yourself to let go of anything that is no longer serving you? And now maybe you're a 12-year-old, you're 13, you're starting to transition into attending high school. At this age, maybe you're quite aware of your socioeconomic status. Maybe you're aware of whether you live in the nice part of town or the not so nice part of town. Maybe you're comparing yourself to your peers or to your friends. Do you have all the same stuff? Do you get invited to everyone else's birthday parties? Do you feel like you're proud of the things you have, or are you a little embarrassed because you don't have the latest gear or the latest look or the latest bicycle? What are the things you're starting to believe or to hear or even be told at this age? Are you being told that you have to work hard for money? Are you being told that money doesn't grow on trees? Are you seeing, observing, or experiencing financial pressure or hardship in your family, with your parents? Have you seen one of your parents get fired or laid off? Have you seen someone go bankrupt? Are you sensing this level of underlying stress that's always present in your family home? Maybe you've shifted. Maybe you're moving houses. Maybe you have siblings. Maybe you feel like you never get exactly what it is that you want. Maybe you always have to share. Maybe you feel like you never get all of the attention or all of the money or all of the presents or whatever it is that you really want or feel that you need at this age. And anything that you're remembering, anything that's coming up for you, any associations that you're becoming aware of, would you allow yourself to experience it, remember it, and then let it go? Allow it to dissipate, release, and be cleared from your mind, body, and energy. And anything that was not yours, anything that you picked up on, or anything that is no longer true for you, would you return it all to sender with consciousness attached? So now as you become 15 to 16, you're in your prime teenage years, what's happening for you? Are you starting to get your first job? Are you starting to learn how to drive? Are you going on family holidays? What are your parents' attitudes towards money right now? Are they starting to tell you things like you need to do really well in high school because you need to graduate and go to a good university or college? Are they telling you that you need to do something that's going to allow you to make a lot of money? Are they telling you that they don't really care what you choose to do and that they're always there to support you? Do they have an extravagant lifestyle that you think is natural and normal and is creating your experience with money at that age? Or are you seeing your parents struggle with money, and are you trying to either help them out? Are you starting to get your first job? Are you starting to deal with the pressures of trying to balance your needs and wants and the lack of money or the abundance of money in your life? What are the attitudes about money in your community, in your school, in your environment that you are becoming aware of? Did you go to a private college? Were you at boarding school? Did you go to a public school? Did you go to a religious school? What were the things that you were starting to really believe and thought you understood about money or having a business or being successful in life at that age? What are your points of view, thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that you are storing or that you are remembering now in your mind, body, or energy that may or may not be true for you now? And everything that's coming up for you, and it might be painful, it might be sad, it might be wonderful, it might just be a whole lot of awareness. Allow yourself to have that memory, have that experience, and anywhere that is no longer true for you, it's no longer relevant for you, or you realize you were picking up on the points of view of others, you can let that all go now. Allow that to dissipate, release, and be cleared and healed from your mind, from your body, and from your energy. So now, as you're 18 years old, what's going on in your life? Are you finished high school? Have you gone to college? Are you having a gap year? Have you gone straight into the workforce? Have you gotten married? Have you had a baby? Are you pregnant? Are you desperately hoping to go travel but you don't have the money to? Do you want to move out of home but you don't know how to? Have you moved out of home and you're struggling? Are you a student? What is happening in your life, and what are the points of view? What are the attitudes? What are your beliefs about money at this time? Are you working really hard? Is there any money left over for savings? Are your parents still supporting you? Have you had to become independent really quickly? Is it easy for you to have your needs met financially at this age? Or are you struggling? What are you believing as a man or a woman at age 18 about money? What are your projections and expectations of the future as an 18-year-old? Are you feeling confident and happy about your ability to create money as you grow older and start working or get a degree or create your future? Are you starting to be stressed about needing to make money? Or do you have doubts about your ability to be successful or to have enough money? Are you seeing your family struggle financially? Are you seeing them be successful? What's the economy doing? What's the government doing? What is the security and the sense of security that you feel you have or do not have as an 18-year-old? And everything that's coming up for you, any associations with money, with business, with success. Have you been told you need to go to university and get a degree and work for someone else because that's the safe thing to do? Have you decided to start a business, but you're worried about whether or not you can be successful? Do you want to do something that your parents won't let you do because they don't think that it's a good idea for your future? Are you being told that you can't do whatever it is that that you want to do, and you still feel like you're not allowed to have or be or to experience the things you really want to? Are you wishing you had more freedom with money? Or are you rebelling against money? What ideals about money do you have at this age? Everything you're being reminded of. Maybe you're really optimistic and bright-eyed about the future at 18. Everything anything that's coming up for you, whether it's good or bad, ugly or sad, anything that's no longer serving you, or anything it's time for you to heal or to reconcile, would you please allow that to occur now and dissipate and release anything that is no longer true for you, no longer serving you, or that does not belong to you? So what's happening in your life at 21? Do you have a job? Do you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Do you have a husband or a wife? Do you have a child? Are you traveling? Are you working? Are you training? What is happening in the economy around you? What are your points of view about money at this stage? Is life easy? Is it fun? Are you enjoying being 21? Or is it really financially hard? Are you saving up to travel? Are you overseas? Are you being dictated to as to what your choices are or what you should be doing with your life? Or are you living your best life? What are your siblings saying to you about money at this age? What are your friends saying to you? What are your colleagues saying to you? Everything that brings up, or everything that is you are being reminded of that is no longer serving you or no longer true for you, would you allow that to dissipate, release, let go, and allow yourself to heal and reconcile this money memory now, please? So what's happening in your life at the age of 25? You're 25 years old. Where are you? What are you doing? Do you remember where you were? Have you graduated? Do you have your first job or your second job? Maybe you're married. Maybe you're buying your first home. Maybe you've moved to another country. Maybe you and your husband or your wife are starting to worry about money because you're expecting your family to grow. Maybe you're starting to feel the pressure or the burden of being successful at your chosen career path. Maybe you're hoping to get a promotion soon. Maybe you're wanting to get transferred to a different location. Maybe you feel like no matter how hard you work, you still can't get ahead. You never have enough money. Everything that's coming up for you at age 25. What are your colleagues saying about money? What's the general attitude towards money with your peers, colleagues, and family when you were 25? Did you feel empowered about money? Did you feel like an adult at 25, or did you still feel like a child that was trying to make it work? Did you have positive role models? Did you have parents, caregivers, and mentors in your life that showed you how to balance your checkbook, how to have savings, how to start investing? Or did you have a whole lot of debt? Did you have student debt? Did you have credit card debt? Were you waiting for your next job or promotion to get a better pay so that you could start to pay off some of this debt? What's happening for you at age 25? Everything that is, allow it to dissipate, release, let go. It was true for you perhaps at that time. Perhaps it was necessary for you to experience those things that you experienced. But anywhere that you are holding on to those points of view or those experiences, anywhere where it is now blocking your abundance or your ability to create or to have money with ease, would you allow that all to dissipate, release, let go, and return it all to sender if anything here doesn't belong to you? All right, so for those of you who are 30 and over, what's happening in your life when you are 30? What are your points of view about money at 30? What's happening in the world around you to do with money at age 30? Are you saving up for a home? Are you moving countries or cities or houses? Are you changing jobs? Are you working for somebody else? Do you decide it's the time to go out on your own and start your own business? Are you working in your family business? Are you a stay-at-home mum or dad? Do you live with your extended family? Do you struggle to balance all of your family commitments and obligations with being able to make enough money or to focus your attention on your finances? Do you need to constantly borrow money in order to survive? Are you living away from home or away from your home country? Do you have a nice car? Do you have a car? Are you saving up for a car? What are your colleagues and your peers doing with money at this age? Around 30 is a time where maybe you're starting to really notice the discrepancy. Maybe your friends have all got a different money mindset. Some are doing really well. They seem to have savings. They're progressing up the corporate ladder. They're starting to become very successful. Others are still bouncing around from job to job, not really sure what their path is in life. Others are taking off to go explore a different country. Others are breaking up. Others are making up. Maybe at this point you are married, you've been married for a few years, you're starting to think about settling down, or you're still nowhere near settled down. What are your points of view about your ability to create money and to have money at the age of 30? Do you feel financially secure at 30? Do you feel like you're very far behind where you should be at age 30? Are you unhappy with where you are at age 30? Are you picking up on the projections or the points of view or even the judgment of either your parents, family members, friends, or even your partner? Are they saying to you, you should be doing better by now. You should have more money by now. You should be further along in your career by now. Everything that is, everything that's coming up for you, any of the money memories or associations about being 30, would you allow yourself to reconcile, heal, let it all go, return it all to center, anything that is no longer true for you, serving you, or that it's time for you to move on from? So what's happening in your life between the ages of 35 and 40? Do you have a family? Do you have children? Do you have much more money than you expected to have? Do you have less money than you expected to have? Do you have as much money as your family always did? Do you have exactly the same amount of money and you're at the same socioeconomic status or level as your parents and your siblings? Are you comfortably middle class or upper middle class or lower middle class? Are you still feeling like you're struggling and you're in a lot of debt? Have you become very successful? Has one of your investments or business ventures done really well? Are you making a lot of money? Have you inherited money? Have you gotten divorced and lost a lot of money? Have you won money? Have you given a lot of money away? Do you make a lot of money so that you can support and donate a lot of your resources to help others? Are you constantly struggling or doing your best to make more money because it still doesn't seem enough? Do you have the car you want, the house you want, the lifestyle you want, the clothes you want? Are you constantly comparing yourself to your peers? Do you find yourself judging yourself to do with money? Are you noticing that you still have blocks around money age 35 to 40? You're still thinking that It doesn't work for you. You can't figure it out. You don't know how to make more of it. Do you feel stuck in your career at that age? Do you feel unhappy and unfulfilled even if you're making or you have a lot of money at that age? Everything that is, everything that comes up, everything that lets down. Yeah, have you been told, or does your whole family believe you have to work really hard? So as you get to age 40, you're starting to burn out. You're still doing really long hours. You're working as hard as you can, and still it seems never enough. There's no end in sight. Everything that is, would you destroy it, uncreate it, allow it to dissipate, release from every cell, every memory, every part of your body, your mind, or your energy where you're holding on to these points of view, these beliefs, or these things that you have been taught or told about money that may or may not be true for you. Letting that all go. And now, 40 to 45, what is happening in your life? Are you starting to freak out about money because you're almost 50 and you still don't have the level of security that you would like to in your life? Are you unhappy with where you're at? Are you starting to realize or recognize that you have mimicked the patterns of your father, your grandfather, or your family when it comes to beliefs, attitudes, or experiences with money? Are you going bankrupt? Have you gone bankrupt? Have you lost all your money to a bad investment decision or choice? Have you made lots of money in a great investment? Are you being recognized in your career or in your field for outstanding service, for doing really well? Are you being promoted? Are you being celebrated? Do you have more money than you know what to do with? Do you feel like you can relax and enjoy your money, or is there still not enough? Does your body feel burnt out? Do you feel like you still have to keep going? Do you feel like you can never rest no matter how much money you have? Are you responsible for your children or your grandchildren? Do you have a whole lot of family responsibility as you age towards 50 years of being here? How are you feeling about your financial status, about your business, your ability to create and have money, and to feel confident and comfortable with money? And any of the points of view that you had taken on, anything you had observed about your parents or your grandparents or your family. What are the sayings that you have picked up, or what are the things you subconsciously believe that are being perpetuated in society about money? What are your colleagues and peers doing right now? How do you feel about money and where you are at with money? And is it still not enough? Do you feel like you've only got about 10 years left before you retire to make a good amount of money? Are you starting to freak out? Or are you starting to enjoy money? Are you realizing you have enough? Are you picking up on projections or points of view about who you are and how much money you have? Are you able to use money to your advantage or not? And everything that is, all of the points of view you may have about money as a 50-year-old, or that you can see the life that you will create as a 50-year-old with money, and any of that you do not like, that does not resonate with what you would like to experience, anything that is no longer true for you, or it is time for you to let go of, any of the programming or points of view that you have taken on from your family, your ancestors. Would you please allow that to dissipate, release, heal, and let it all go now? And as you get to age 50 and beyond, between 50 to 65 years of age, what's happening? How are you feeling about money? How are you feeling about security? Having security for your retirement, for your old age? Do you have enough? Are you comfortable? Can you look after yourself, or are you going to be reliant on your children, your family? Has life treated you well, and are you happy with how you've created and what you've achieved in your professional life, in your business life, in your career? Are you disappointed? Do you have resentment? Do you feel like you spent all your time working and you didn't get to enjoy any of it? Do you now have enough, or are you still scared about running out of money? Are you dependent? Are you being used by your dependents to provide for their financial security at this age? Does that create more stress for you? Or do you enjoy being able to help and like having that control and input into their lives? Do you have so much money that you're able to do whatever you want whenever you want? Do you use that to create power and control? Do you use that to contribute to the lives of others? Or do you still have a lack or scarcity mindset and you're worried that you're not going to have enough? What did your parents think and believe, and how did they act with money when they were in their 60s and 70s? What do you remember your grandparents saying or thinking or believing about money? Were they generous with money in their old age? Or were they stingy? Did they make you feel like money was hard and that you had to be really good and do exactly what they wanted in order to deserve your pocket money or praise from them at that age? And everything that's coming up for you, everything that's no longer true for you, anything that does not resonate with you as creating the future or the points of view about money that you would like to have now, would you allow yourself to find that in your mind, your body, and energy, and dissipate, release it, let it all go, return it all to sender, so that you can have a brand new and unique experience with money that is true for you at that age and beyond. So, I hope you've enjoyed today's exercise. I'm seeing some great comments come through. Like I said, if you've never done this exercise before, it's a wonderful one to do, and you might be quite in awe of the memories, of the sayings, the things that might come up for you over the next 24 hours. Remembering that you never had the Barbie or the bike that you wanted as a child. Remembering that you always felt like you were the poor relative growing up. Or remembering how spoiled you were as a child and then being disappointed when you became an adult and realizing you didn't get what you wanted as easily as you did as a child. And allow yourself to just process through this and be kind to yourself. Remember, the most important part of this and why we do this exercise is to remind you that you have choice, you have power, and no matter what age you currently are, you can still change things. So enjoy this, enjoy the information. And as I've said, if anything has really stuck you or struck you today, it's something that you're always welcome to go back and kind of dig around a little bit more and see if you uncover anything else that makes it even easier for you to realize and identify any blocks or belief around money that are no longer serving you. Cool. I hope you have enjoyed that. And in terms of questions, I've got a couple of questions. There's a question on here today, and it was on here yesterday as well, about being 17. So you're able to make money at any age, right? And the amazing thing about the current world we live in is you can make money even as a child. There's some very successful young entrepreneurs out and about. and you can create money, and you can sell stuff online on Etsy, and you can create or offer your services, or you can go get a job at your age. And yesterday you mentioned being worried about your father taking your money. And the thing for you to remember is two things. You are the source, so you can always create more money. And number two, you're allowed to have choice with money. And if for some reason you feel like your father would take your money, or feel like he's entitled to your money, then what you're allowed to do is do whatever it is required to maybe create safety for yourself. Maybe that means having a bank account that only you and your mother know about, or that you're able to give him some of the money but keep enough so that you can start growing your savings. And as you become older and become more and more savvy and start making more and more money, to always remember that you are the source and you have the ability to dictate your financial future. We had another question. My question, redness of the eyes. Yes, Natasha, the eye situation. So I tapped into that. I'm not getting that it's something you're not willing to see. I would instead use your body whispering. I don't know if you've done a body whispering session on this, but I would actually be looking at what other information comes through to you around either something that is genuinely irritating you or your eyes right now. And so is there something in your environment? Is there something in the air? Or is there something in your mind that is irritating you, that is creating that effect for your eyes? And if you don't get a whole lot of clarity with that, do a body whispering session, either for yourself or ask one of our practitioners you're in the group to do a swap with you and see what facilitation you can receive that would give you more clarity on this. Because I know you mentioned yesterday that you're getting worried. Sometimes it's about needing more information. So you can let me know how that goes. There's another question here. Adela, is letting go simply just that being willing to and having faith that it has? So in all of the work that I do with body whispering sessions, and even in these sessions today, even if I'm just talking to you, there's an energetic component to that. And one of the things and reasons that this works is we are bringing awareness to something that you had stored or that was only present at a subconscious level. So how the brain works is when things are stored at a subconscious level, we don't know what it is. We're not aware that it's running or creating a behavior or a pattern in our lives. And so there's two components to releasing that or changing that. One of them is when you become aware of a subconscious thought or belief, such as one of the memories that came up today, when you bring it from your subconscious mind to your cognitive or conscious mind, you can suddenly have choice around whether or not you want to keep that or not. So that's the first part of clearing it. The second part is then intention. When we hold an intention that we are congruent with or aligned with, then it does actually clear. And thirdly, just to make sure it is clearing, the body whispering way in which we ask our mind, body, and energy to clear something is we ask it to be dissipated and released and cleared from all three levels of mind, body, and energy. And for body whispering, those of you that don't know much about that modality, it is a way for us to ask the true nature of healing and innate intelligence to actually bring us back to our core way of being. So when we are living and experiencing life without any of the blocks, any of the points of view, and any of the compensatory mechanisms that we've adopted over the years of being alive based on our experiences, when we come back to our true nature, we are self-regulating, we are self-healing, we are highly, highly intelligent beings that can heal and change things very quickly. It's often our mind that holds on to things and stops us from healing things or changing them as quickly as possible. So, by doing it in this way, we're actually working at all three levels of mind, body, and energy, and that's why it works so well. Cool. So it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this exercise. It is one of our longer exercises in the challenge. I will be inviting you all to a What is Body Whispering call that we're doing on Sunday. So check your inbox for that invitation or this Facebook group. And in the meantime, go ahead and enjoy all of this clearing and change and awareness. Okay, everyone, take care, and I'll see you soon.